Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday. So, this is day 3 of my 100-day challenge. So, we're printing up transfers yet again. Let's see here. We're also live over on TikTok. Hey, TikTok. Hey, California Dreamin'. How are you? Hello, Mine P87. Hello. Happy Friday. Okay, so I'm live here on TikTok and I'm also over on YouTube. And so today is day 3 of my 100-day challenge. Hey, Ken, how are you? Hey, Vicki Smith over on TikTok. Hey, Ken on YouTube, how are you? So we're printing up some transfers. Hey, Glitter Junkie. We're printing up some transfers. I wanted to come in and I came in with a topic for today. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Israel, how are you over on YouTube? Thank you for joining me. Donna, Australia. Oh my gosh. Hi, Donna. Thank you for joining us. Hello, hello. So just in case, YouTube, if you happen to see me looking over in this direction, I'm also live over on TikTok. Okay, so Israel said over on YouTube, how are you liking the printers? I absolutely love the printers. Hey, Special Creations, I love them. They're fast, they're what I needed. They have the automatic cut feature. You know what? I need to go grab my AirPods because you guys are probably hearing a lot of the background noise. I'll take care of that. I'm gonna grab my husband's gonna grab my AirPods for me. Hey, Special Creations, happy Friday. So I'm live over on YouTube as well, TikTok. So how are you guys doing today? But yeah, I absolutely love them. I love all of the wide formats that I've had. The P800 was amazing for, what it was worth, of course. But I needed something faster. Donna said, I'm waiting for my printer to arrive. Can't wait. Yes! I hope you actually send me some pictures or something, or where you're actually posting your information. I would love to be able to see your process. Special, thank you so much. I will definitely let my daughter know that you said happy birthday, which is why I'm trying to combine my lives today, because you guys know that I'm long-winded and I have a lot to talk about. So yes, Donna, I can't wait, and congratulations on the new machine that's coming your way. Hey, Chris 2709, how are you? Hello, hello. I hear you. I need something faster. That was my biggest thing. So I've talked about that. When I made that transition, oh man, it was rough. When I started doing transfers, that's when I realized, oh, you know what? I have my AirPods in my pocket. Hello. Okay. So when I made that transition to go from t-shirts, I found them. When I made that transition to go from t-shirts to transfers, I knew immediately I needed something a lot faster. Also, we have Mr. Pink's Tees here today with us. Okay, so let's see here. Let me put in my AirPods. So there might be a slight delay, but okay. Can you guys hear me over on YouTube? Can you put a 1 if you can hear me? Hi, Carla. How are you? Thank you guys so much for the likes over on TikTok. Thank you for following, Carla. I appreciate it. So I want to come in today with a topic. Okay, so you can hear me? Great. Good. Okay. So TikTok, my apologies. You're probably hearing a little bit more of the print space. But for now, I have my AirPods on for YouTube. Sorry, guys. So as long as you can hear me, let's get started. I wanted to really kind of talk about the whole process, and one of the number one questions that I get on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Hey, Carla. I'm still using 4880s. I'm looking at the 7890s. They're actually really great printers. But one of my thank you so much for the likes. One of the questions that I happen to get quite often here on really all the platforms is DTF direct to film printing, is that something that is right for everyone? And so we kind of touched on that last night when I was live over on Instagram, which, oh, I wish I could have patched all of you in on that conversation, because it was really a great conversation and an eye-opening, experience for those that are interested in DTF, and they're wanting to know, like, is this the thing that's going to take my business to the next level? And so I gave my opinion on the situation. It is my opinion, but based on how I've worked with these printers, the time that I've spent troubleshooting issues, the things that I have to do just in the day-to-day running of the machines, it is my opinion that DTF, direct to film printing, is probably not the first thing that I would start with if I were just entering the t-shirt space. I really, really interested but not convinced. Listen, I get it. I don't think that direct to film printing is for everyone. Thank you guys so much for the follows and the likes over on TikTok. But I don't think it's for everyone. I don't. I think you really need to take a look at your business. What are you doing? Are you producing t-shirts? Are you producing transfers? What volume are we running? Thank you for the roses, Carla. It's a rose parade over on TikTok. Thank you for the roses. So you really need to figure out, what is your business model. If it's t-shirts, I say, if you are brand new, I say before you invest in direct to film printing, you have the clientele already. You have the customers that you are already servicing, right? Screen printer. Oh man. Okay, so I have been, and my husband is actually really interested in screen printing. I kid you not. I kid you not. He has been so interested. But they're all tools. They're all tools, right? The maintenance, though, running it every day. I still screen print, sublimate, and DTF. That's the thing. But you see, you have the business for it. And so if you're thinking that purchasing this printer is going to bring you the business, I hate to be the one to say this, but I really believe in being honest and transparent. And that is, it's not the machine. This machine isn't going to bring you the business per se, right? It's not just going to make it just magically appear. I highly suggest that you have some business, some customers that are already shopping with you, and you are really kind of looking to scale things up. Why did I decide to go with direct to film printing? Initially, I was looking just to grow the t-shirt sector of my business, right? And so thank you so much for the likes and the follows. I wish I could run my DTF every day. We absolutely do. And that's the thing about it. The more you run these printers, the better. At the end of the day, we're using converted printers. These printers are both converted for direct to film printing. They weren't actually made to run with the ink that we're running inside of them. Okay. And so part of that, that's why that maintenance is so important. That's why it's important to be running your machines constantly. You have to run them. You just have to. And so if you don't have that business and you're trying to drum it up, I suggest you build that first. Thank you so much for the follows. Chris says, I love my printer over on TikTok. I'm glad to hear that, Chris. I love mine too, right? But before I decided to make the jump into something else, it was fueled by the fact that I was outsourcing a lot of my multicolor designs. And so I wanted to bring that in-house to try and cut some of the costs. But you see what I'm saying? I already had the business that was coming in. And so you can use these screen print transfer companies. You can use direct to film transfers. You can use those sublimation transfers. You can use, transfers, period. That's if you get where I'm going here with that, that's the main message, is that you can use the transfers to grow your business, and then you can venture off into other things, right? Oh, wow. Oh, man, that's awesome, Chris. That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you're enjoying your printer. But these are the things that I want to talk about. It's the thing that may not be a popular opinion, but it's so important to know prior to jumping in. I would hate to be the one that maybe you were exposed to direct to film through, and I not talk about these things. So I wanted to take this time today to kind of touch on it because we touched on it in yesterday's live over on Instagram. And I said, oh, I need to talk about this everywhere. I currently have a rosette and sash business, hoping to use DTF to add something extra special to, that message disappeared before I could read it all. Let's see, something extra special to the sashes, like color logos to the tails, and absolutely. So Unique Creations over on TikTok said, I'm very interested, but afraid. I get that. And so I ask you to start thinking about, before you make that jump, think about where your business is now and where you're projected to be 6 to a year out, right? 6 months to a year out. Where do you see that going? Oh, wow, you've grown since I watched you last. Hi, Audrey, how are you? I need you to start thinking about those things, because those are some of the things that number one, I didn't anticipate getting into transfers. That's first. first things first. I was only getting into it to stop outsourcing my multicolored prints for my t-shirts. So to make that transition to transfers, that's a completely different business model. It took a lot of pivoting and reworking systems that we already had in place for t-shirts. Now we're offering transfers, right? So Chris over on TikTok said, which program do you use to create or clean up your designs? So I have a few that are our favorites, I would say, when it comes to working with the designs, because we do offer customs, and then we have our ready-made designs, such as the ones that we're printing right now, kind of like this. These are ready-mades on our website, right? So those don't really require much, but I love Adobe Illustrator, and so does my husband. We use Adobe Illustrator. Canva is really great as well when it comes to sometimes removing the backgrounds behind images. That's another one of my favorites. Also, there's Photoshop that you can use. I have some people that love, what is it called? Is it Affinity, I believe? I'm not as familiar with that program, but my favorites, Illustrator, Photoshop, and then Canva. And Canva, I would say, remove the backgrounds on images, mainly, and not intricate images. If it's an intricate design, I would suggest you use either Illustrator or Photoshop. But let me see here, because I know I missed something over here on YouTube. Let's see, which ink do you recommend? So Ken, that's a really hard one for me, because I've used quite a few different inks. And let me tell you why. I've used quite a few different ones, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that it really depends on who has stock at the moment. So I've used a lot of different companies. I can't really tell you that I have a favorite right now. I've used them all. So that's a hard one for me to answer. But yeah, and a lot of that has to do with stock. It's really hard sometimes to find white ink in stock, even with film. I've used different companies for film, because oftentimes, one company A may run out of the glossy film that I typically use, and all they have is matte. And now my customers have become accustomed to glossy film. So I've used all of the film. I've used all of the different adhesive powders. I've used different types of inks. I don't have a favorite, just because each company runs out at some point. And so I think it's just the nature of the market right now. It can be really hard to find stock. So also keep that in mind if you're thinking about getting into direct to film. Yay, the troubleshooting gives my grace on the, it gives you grace on the daily. Listen, there are some days when it's just like, really, today, when I have this large order to print today, flushing, cleaning the cartridges, cleaning solution, end of day maintenance. And those are the things that that's why I talk about maintenance. Is it impossible? No, Israel's doing it. Okay. Chris is doing it. I'm doing it. It's possible to do it, but are you willing to invest the time in really caring for your machines? Because at the end of the day, they're converted machines. Okay. Well, my machines are converted. And you want to make sure that you're caring for them properly so that they can actually continue to work for you. Because when your printers are down, that's probably one of the worst feelings in the world, when your printer is down and you still have orders. So over on TikTok, Chris said, which program do you use to create? Okay, we answered that one. Let's see here. You creations. Good evening. Hello. What type of printer do you have for transfers? So I have converted Epson 7890s. That's what I'm using. I started with a more desktop style, the P800. Then I went to the 7880s, and now I have the 7890s, which love them. No issues. But really, there weren't any issues with any of the printers as far as like their running capabilities. I was looking for faster speeds and things to kind of shave off time as we're processing transfers. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. Is there any need to purchase a shaker and oven? They are expensive, but I see you guys do the powder manually. We do it manually. Absolutely. I don't know if we actually even have the space in here. I'm sure maybe if we rigged it up, we might be able to get some shaker powder machines going, right? But one of the things that I've encountered since we've been doing transfers, and I know my husband can also kind of attest to that, is there are moments when your printer, you may have to stop a print because maybe your film isn't feeding through, or the temperature or the humidity in your room for the day is a little bit off. Okay. And so for me personally, I love to be able to see each print. I get a little bit nervous of kind of setting, I don't know how I feel about setting up these printers just to automatically powder and cure. I'm not sure. Now, maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know, but that's been my experience thus far, is that there are moments when we have to stop these printers and say, hey, what's going on with this print right now? And so that's what I'm talking about when I say troubleshooting. You have to learn how to troubleshoot your printers. What do I recommend for starters? So that's a question over on TikTok. So what do I recommend? I recommend two things I'm going to ask you first before I talk about my recommendation. Number one, I'm going to say, what are you using it for? Is it for t-shirts or is it for transfers? And number two, what type of volume are you running? Right? What type of volume are you running? Because of course the L1800, which is a more desktop style printer, it's great when it comes to just getting started in DTF, right? You're maybe running 20 to 40 shirts, maybe a week. But remember, the desktop style printers also run slower. So you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to get that thing going, right? And I'm talking about from print, powdering, and then curing per transfer. So what is your time worth to you, right? If you're looking at doing transfers, which is why I transitioned from the P800 to the 7880, I want things like an automatic cut feature. I want to be able to change the different size rolls as needed. So like, although these are 24-inch printers behind me, I can use a 12-inch, a 13, a 17, or a 24-inch roll. And so those are the things that you need to be paying attention to and thinking about when you're thinking about what do you need for starters. So if you're looking for transfers, I say with transfers, the name of the game is speed. You want to purchase the largest printer that your budget will allow for, because at the end of the day, you're going to thank yourself. I quickly noticed with the P800, there was no way we would be able to keep up with orders. We had to manually cut. Like, I don't know if you can hear the cutter behind me after each print comes out. And I do that myself. That's my preference, to have it cut after each print. You could actually just keep this roll just going right on through. And remember, with the desktop style printers, mine just happened to be a 17-inch when I had the P800. You're welcome, Georgia. I'm glad you find this useful. So with the P800, it had a 17-inch roll. So I still had a roll feeder. But for things like the L1800, you're going to be using sheets. So you're going to have to reload sheets with each print. Remember, if you're trying to do volume, all of that stuff takes time. So do you have issues converting your printers? So I didn't convert these two here that you see, but I will be talking about converting here very soon on YouTube. I'm going to be posting a whole video, and then I'll post, my little snippets over on TikTok. But I'm going to be talking about that here very soon. I will tell you that I think large format printers are a lot easier to convert. I'll tell you that much. So let's see here. Let's see where we are print wise. Make sure I don't have any prints coming off. Thank you so much for the follows over on TikTok. Okay, let's see. You are very welcome. You're very welcome, Ken. Hillyman 321. So you can go direct from printer to adhesive powder. Yes, I can. Why is that? On my particular printers. Now, I've noticed with some of the desktop style printers, the ink is not quite as thick as the ink that I use for these printers. Okay. So with that being said, with the desktop style printers, I notice a lot of people speak to the fact that you need to let them sit. That's mainly because they're trying to let that ink set for a minute before applying the adhesive powder. For me, when I come off, there's no running of ink. The only thing is if I happen to accidentally, run my hand across a transfer, it's still wet ink. But I don't have to wait for that, for the ink to set at all. Thank you so much for the follows and the likes, everyone over on TikTok. And thank you guys over on YouTube for the likes as well. So let's see here. So we did that. We've been using our conveyor dryer for our screen printing side, and it works perfect. I love that. So when I first started, I used a convection oven, which was a double door oven. So you can start with something as simple as that. But once again, when you're looking to shave time off, you realize just opening, closing those drawers, placing a transfer in, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so the conveyor dryer has been a game changer for us. But I used the convection until we were able to upgrade to the conveyor. So yeah, I completely understand. That was going to be my next question. Yes. Thank you. And then from powder to the dryer. So yes, I go directly from, and actually I have another live that I did here where I was kind of showing you like my powder station. And then yesterday I pivoted to show you the actual conveyor dryer, but it goes directly from the powdering station to the conveyor dryer. So yes. Let's see. Did I miss something over on TikTok? Okay. Hello, Janice. How are you? Okay. So this is the print that came off, right? It came off of the printer and it was completely wet, but now we have some adhesive powder behind there. And of course, the light is kind of shining through. But thank you so much for the roses. But yeah, and then from there, it goes directly over to our conveyor dryer. Have you thought about doing a detailed video? Hold on. We have some questions over here on TikTok. Have you thought about doing a detailed video of getting started, printer and supply, or even a class? I have. That's actually in the works, and I will be talking about that here soon. Yes, I definitely will be doing that. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I love it. See, this is why I love being on live. I get the suggestions. We get to talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. Let's see here. Thank you, do sub. Oh, no problem. You're very welcome and welcome. And so just so for you guys that are new to me and you haven't been on live with me, thank you guys so much for the likes over on TikTok and YouTube. I am doing a challenge. And so I've challenged myself to go live every day on all my platforms for the next 100 days. So this is day 3 of the challenge. And so far, I've really been enjoying it because it gives you an opportunity to ask some of the questions, or like there's often sometimes I don't see your comment. And so this is an awesome opportunity for me to be able to come in. We can talk in real time and I can answer whatever questions you may have. So this is amazing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the YouTube fam. Hey, Georgie, how are you? Hey, Designs by CT. Hello. Do you sell prints wholesale? So I do offer bulk order pricing. Is the question over on TikTok. But yes, I do offer bulk order pricing. It's on a tier system. And so if you have any questions about that, feel free to message me. Yes, sign me up. I love it. I love that. Yes, I will be making a video about that soon. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be announcing that. But yeah, I want to be able to give a little bit more information and um, some really key gems that I picked up along the way. And so because I'm getting the same questions over and over, I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to be able to share some of the things because you guys see it here on YouTube. YouTube, you guys have seen it where I've posted. I started with a P800. I quickly made a transition. So I learned a lot in that process and I made a lot of mistakes, but I want to be able to share it with you guys so that you can avoid some of the things that, I encountered. So I appreciate that. Unique Creations, how are you? Happy Friday. I'm so happy I found you. So informative. You are the best. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you are actually joining me here on live. I love the questions. I love to be able to answer. And like I always say, I don't know everything. So if I don't know the answer to a question, I will tell you that. But more than likely, I may know someone that may be able to answer it for you. And so I can direct you in the right direction. So I appreciate that. Your energy is super awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Georgie. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for the likes and the thumbs up over here on YouTube. Israel said, did you need an ICC profile for the 7890s? I did. And it depends. It really, when you start switching around inks and things of that nature, you really need to be careful and know what the ICC profiles of that ink is. Because one setting, okay, could make or break your print. Trust me, I kid you not. I know it may not seem like it's a big deal, but it really is a big deal. Hey, Yesenia over on TikTok. Thank you for joining. Catlink, I'm using AcroRip actually, Israel. Can I ask you what the shelf life of the transfers are? So that's a really good question. Thank you for asking that over on YouTube. Was that Donna? Yes, thank you, Donna, for asking that. So one of the things that I recently started really kind of getting some questions about was, what if I don't want to use the prints as soon as I receive them? Perfectly fine. Hi, Unique Creations. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But here's what you need to remember when you're storing your transfers. So for me, I ship all of my transfers in resealable bags. Okay? They're all in resealable bags with silica packs. Okay? With plenty of silica packs because direct to film transfers, they are very much so not a fan of humidity. So the instructions that I provide my customers are, if you're not going to use these transfers immediately upon receiving them and you plan on storing them, I suggest you leave them in the resealable bag. I suggest you leave the silica packs in place. Do not take them out. That's going to help you. Okay? Store them in a dry, cool location and never store them in direct sunlight. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you do those things, you should be able to keep your prints. I still have plastisol prints that I purchased, like neck labels or screen print transfers that I purchased probably 2-3 years ago. Actually, it's probably been longer than that now. Now that I think about it, it's probably been longer than 2 or 3 years ago. It's probably been about 4 years. And they're still in good condition because I stored them properly. So keep that in mind when you're storing them. As long as you're storing them under the correct conditions, you can hold on to those transfers. Okay. Thank you for joining, Cindy, over on TikTok. Okay, awesome. Thank you. You're very welcome, Donna. You're welcome. Yes. So I wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about that because that's something that had kind of been piquing my interest. Oh, like that's hilarious. I'll Dream 22. Thank you for joining and thank you for the likes. So I wanted to come in and I want to talk about that because it was such a great conversation. Israel, yes, no problem. Back to work. I got some embroidery. I got to finish. Wishing you busy days ahead. Absolutely. And same to you, Israel. Thank you so much for stopping by and even spending part of your busy day on this live. I appreciate you. Have a good Friday and have a happy weekend as well. Okay, Georgie, wow, thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. And thank you for the follows. Vicky Smith, thank you so much for joining us here over on TikTok. So, for those of you that are just joining, if you kind of see me looking in this direction, it's because I am also live on YouTube. And for YouTubers, you already know my YouTube family. If you see me looking in this direction, I'm on TikTok as well. Okay, I just started having humidity issues on my transfers because of the location of the printer. Absolutely. So creative threads, that is such a thank you for sharing that. Hoping a dehumidifier will help. Absolutely. So I'm going to be posting a video, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it live or if I actually just want to post a regular video. But the dehumidifier is a game changer when it comes to just regulating your humidity in the room where you are curing your transfers. Temperature and humidity are really key. And if one of them is off balance, that's when issues arise. So it should actually help you, creative threads. It should help you with processing your transfers, the dehumidifier. So those are the things that, yeah, that's another thing that you really need to stay on top of. Adjust your crown 01. And kudos to you for figuring out that the dehumidifier would be needed. I love that. Adjust your crown. Thank you so much for following. And thank you guys so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. Let me see here on YouTube. Did I miss anything? Thanks, Israel. I appreciate you just for stopping by. That's amazing. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything here on YouTube. Thank you. We'll keep you posted because the fan didn't help. I think, yeah, the fan is just not good enough. So I have a dehumidifier. So for those of you that don't know, I am in Southern California and I'm actually further inland. And it gets really warm and it can be very humid, especially during the summer months. And then if we get rain, it's not like a cold rain. It's like steamy, hot humidity, okay, with water falling from the sky. It's great. It's amazing. So I purchased a dehumidifier. And the thing that you want to keep in mind when you're purchasing a dehumidifier is to pay attention to the square footage that it's rated for. Okay, so make sure that you're purchasing a dehumidifier for the size of the space that you're curing, where you're printing and curing your transfers. That's another key point. But yes, the fan just won't do it. So with my dehumidifier, if it's a little muggy outside and maybe we've gotten a little rain, but it's not enough to like burn off that humidity. It's like moist, okay, moist, and I can feel it and I can tell immediately. We know something's going on with our prints, right? We got to adjust the humidity. Well, the dehumidifier actually removes all of that moisture. Hi, Best Uni. Josephine Godfrey is in the building. Thank you for the roses. Happy Friday. So one of the things with that dehumidifier, it removes all of that moisture from the room. And it's amazing because you have like this little emptying tank. Depending on which one you bought, more than likely you'll have a tank that you can empty. And so it's amazing to see how that tank will actually fill up with water that it's removing from the air. It's crazy, but it's so necessary if you really are thinking about making transfers or you're printing transfers for your t-shirts. Thank you, Best Uni. Oh my God, that was so cute. The little fingers with the heart and the donut. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're just making it rain over here. I can't. I can't keep up. And the perfume. Yes. Thank you, Best Uni. Oh, wait a minute. Is that origami? I can't. So over on TikTok, YouTube, just really quickly, over on TikTok, there's like these little like gifts that you can give during a live, and it's all these like some are interactive and roses. So that's what you're hearing me talk about over on TikTok. And right now, Best Uni, who's also on YouTube. Oh, not the glasses. I love it. Who is also over on YouTube. She's joining us on TikTok today. So thank you so much, Best Uni. You want to know what you can apply direct to film transfers to? You need to go check out her channel because she's done a lot of things. I'm not going to tell you all of the things that she's attached direct to film or applied direct to film transfers to, but head on over and check that out. because it's not just t-shirts. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying. No more. Thank you, Best Beauty. I appreciate it. And thank you for the likes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so where can I purchase? This is a question from TikTok. Where can I purchase the Epson 7890? That's a good question. They're actually really hard to find. And so unless you're purchasing from someone that has already converted, you're going to have to take a look at places like your, if you plan on converting yourself, that's what I'll say. You want to convert yourself, it's going to be quite a feat to find it. But I'm not saying it's impossible. So you may want to check your local, like Facebook Marketplace. You may want to check things like that to see if you can find someone that's maybe selling one that's in good condition that you can convert. Okay. Hey, little crowns, how are you? Oh, two. So I want to show. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can tell the difference. Good. So I want to show you really quickly when it first comes off of the printer. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but it's like this white, looks a little wet. That's the actual ink. This is before curing. I don't know if you guys can see that really well because the light is so bright here. It's shining right through the transfer. Oh, thank you for the, were those birds or butterflies? That was butterflies, huh? Thank you. Oh no, I think it's too bright for this phone. Oh man, thank you, Best Uni. Oh no, not the double G's. I can't. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Ash Creations, how are you? Thank you for joining. Happy Friday, everyone. So for those of you that are just joining, hey, little crowns, you already know I'm going live for the next 100 days on all of my platforms. So whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, you can find me there every single day for the next 100 days. And this is day 3. So listen, 3 down, 97 more to go. It's nothing. It's nothing. We're going to do this, right? Have a great day. Keep being amazing. Thank you, Best Uni. You too. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the gifts and just for you being amazing. I appreciate you. That's great. Yes, Donna. I said it's time to hop back on the live train. And so for those of you that are new to me, like I know Little Crowns, you've been there for quite some time. And so on TikTok, which is kind of where I started my social media journey, TikTok was where I started. Okay. And so I would go live. Once I had the ability to go live, I went live all of the time. Okay. So we have a record for going live for 6 consecutive hours over on TikTok. And so I said, well, TikTok, are we going to set another record? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but listen, I'm up for the challenge. So let's do this. Hey, Nikki, thanks for joining. How are you? Happy Friday. So yeah, so we're printing up some transfers. I think this is probably the last order that we're going to be doing for the day. And I wanted to come in because I wanted to talk about that. Like I told you guys yesterday when I was live over on Instagram, it was such happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hey, Impact, how are you? Happy Friday, man. How's everything going? See, Alvarez, thank you for joining. Yes, Donna. So we're getting back into it. I'm getting back into it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, absolutely. So I wanted to come in because that was one of the biggest questions that I always get about direct to film printing. And I wanted to come in and talk about it because when I was trying to patch in TikTok yesterday during that conversation, let me borrow one of them printers. Listen. Let me hold a printer. I love it. Thank you for the likes. Listen, I can't. I just can't, man. It's like yesterday, that was one of the things that I was talking about when you're thinking about transfers and all that, right? Even t-shirts, if you're doing like volume, it's like the only way to increase is to increase your productivity is to increase the number of printers. I mean, isn't that something? Like, like I was like, I thought all I needed was one printer. Now I have three. Like, what? So here's another one. It's hard for me to hear the printer cutting sometimes. Huh? Oh, okay. So this is another transfer here. Peace, love, YouTube. Okay. What do you want to do? Oh, okay, and then go. Okay, that's cool. Well, good. At least it came. I'm happy. Inspired. Hello, Rocky's mom. How are you? Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining the live. Do you need a ventilation system in your workshop, especially with the conveyor? Absolutely. That's another one of those things that you really want to take some time and really invest in. You want to make sure you have adequate ventilation. For me, I have an additional fume extractor, but it's pretty large. So it's able to remove both, because remember, as you're curing your transfers, there's also vapor gases that are released there as well. And so it's capable of filtering both the vapor or the gases that come from the conveyor. And in addition to that, it can also remove small particles, so the adhesive powder. So yes, that's another good thing. Thank you for asking, Donna. That is another thing that's really important. You want to make sure that you are in a well ventilated area. So, Inspired Me Designs. Hey, happy Friday. How are you? So I told you I was going to be going live every day for 100 days. You're welcome, Donna. You're very welcome. Not a problem at all. Carissa, how are you? Happy Friday. Yes, yes, yes. Cassie's Crafty Creations. Hello, happy Friday. How are you? So, for those of you that are just joining, I'm also live over on YouTube. So, if you see me looking in this direction, it's because I'm also looking at my YouTube screen. Thank you so much for sharing the live, little crowns. And YouTube, I'm also live over on TikTok on this side. So my apologies if you kind of catch me looking, in one direction over the other. I'm good. So glad you're staying committed. You got this. I am. I'm staying committed to it. So today is my daughter's birthday. And that is the reason why I decided to try and go live on two platforms at the same time. So all I have now is to go live on Instagram, which I definitely can do. But sometimes with three different places that I'm live, it's a little bit hard to kind of keep up with all of the comments. And so I kind of like at the most to be live in two different places. So, but yeah, nothing is going to stop me here. Okay. I have a one-on-one that I'm doing on Sunday. And so I'm going to be going live on Sunday. On Saturday, I'll be here as well, just trying to get some orders out as per usual. And here's another print, hot off the press. Inspired, thank you for sharing the live. I truly appreciate it. Let's see here. So we're going to powder this transfer, and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see here. I'm back. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, I want to come in. I want to talk about that. Is DTF for everyone? Because that is a question that I get quite often. And so I wanted to give you my take on that. But let's see here. Hold on. Donna had a question over on YouTube. So Donna said, this baby, no, there's no such thing. But are DTF transfers only for fabrics? Could you use them on mugs? So I would say I am more so a fan of, like, you can use it on, of course, your apparel items, canvas material like totes and canvas, the actual canvas boards and things of that nature. But when it comes to mugs, as long as they can withstand that heat, but here's the thing, how are you going to set it with something like a resin? I've had people ask if DTF transfers can be applied to glass, I wouldn't recommend it just because of the temperature at which you have to apply it. So you need about a good 300 for temperature wise. There's a range, but starting at about 300 and it could go up to about 325, 330. But because of that, I don't recommend it. I definitely recommend going with like a cold, I say cold peel, but it's not a cold peel. It's like I know with the eco solvent printers, you can actually print stickers and on vinyl that can be applied like permanent vinyl typically. So that's what I would recommend. I don't know that I would recommend it for like coffee cups, drinkware, things of that nature. So yeah, I can't speak to the integrity, but no, that wasn't actually a dumb question at all. It's one that I do get quite often, and it's there's nothing wrong with it because it is a heat applied, and so I get the trend of thought. I totally get it. Not a problem at all. Thank you guys so much for joining. So at any rate, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna hop on over to Instagram so that we can kind of touch bases over there and see how everyone's doing over on Instagram. But in the meantime, I want you guys to enjoy the remainder of your Friday. If you want to join me over on Instagram, please feel free. But we're going to be talking about probably something a little within the same vein. So stay tuned for that if you want to join me over there. I thank you so much, TikTok, for hanging out with me on this Friday. I will see you guys tomorrow for day four. Day four. Okay. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. And if I see you over on Instagram, I'll see you soon. Thank you, little crowns. I definitely will let my daughter know that you said happy birthday. Thank you. Great discussion. Thanks, Creative Threads. I appreciate it. You guys have a good evening. Bye. Donna, thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. And thank you for being so patient. I truly appreciate I truly appreciate you just for hanging out. And everyone that's here and asking questions and watching here on YouTube, I appreciate you for hanging out with me. You are very welcome. You taught me more in the last hour than ever. I can. So that's the beauty of going live, though, right? So I'll be back on tomorrow and I'll still be here in the print room. You enjoy the rest of your Friday. For those of you, if you want to join me over on Instagram, that's where I'm headed next. Bye.